keys. It's not gonna hold itself. Just check it here. Okay. What's up? Day 254. Today, yeah, I'm just gonna pick up from yesterday. Yesterday I didn't record, so I'll just miss yesterday and pick up where we left off. Cause last night I was out really late. I got home at like 2 a.m. I went to this networking event, pretty successful. I got a couple connections. One of them was very worthwhile, very good. I kind of missed out on one guy. He has connections to YC. I'm a bit of an idiot for not sort of trying to really get that LinkedIn and connection, but who knows, maybe I'll see him again. But I do know his name. So Shane, I will be looking for your LinkedIn. Anyway, where was I? Yeah, and then after that, I was planning to just see Felix for just a little while, but it ended up becoming a 4 hour long yap session. Talked about everything. We did a bit of catching up, but we actually just talked about everything else in general. So I'm glad, because I'm happy that when we see each other, it's not just catching up, but we're actually experiencing shit together and actually making memories. Because yeah, it was memorable. I'll remember that, because for the first time in a while, I actually got to kind of be a kid for once. I felt as though since I moved, I haven't really thought about, being a kid, or just having fun and forgetting about what I do. I haven't had many moments to do that, so I'm very grateful when they come. Not that I hate what I do, it's just that sometimes it's good to escape. I spend 6 days a week thinking about one thing and just grinding all day. Not all day sometimes, but grinding all week. Today was so off kilter. I woke up at like 10 a.m. I slept in for the first time. Turns out I can't really sleep in. I don't know if my body has it. I don't know if I have it in me to sleep in. But we woke up at like 10, and I was like, bro, I didn't go for a morning run. I didn't do anything my usual. It's just one of those really off days. And so I didn't do much today. I did almost everything I set out to do. Didn't do much. Probably just total like 6 hours today of anything really productive. I couldn't focus at all today either, so it's just tragic. But yeah. But in retrospect, this week has been quite successful. Oh yeah, that's another thing. I forgot to track my analytics, my post analytics. I'm a dumbass, but I'll record it. I could actually just record it on my phone. I could do that tomorrow morning. Yeah, like I said, I was just so not focused today. I got some stuff done, but I couldn't focus. And from like 10 a.m. when I woke up till when I go to sleep, which currently it's actually like 1 a.m. Just because my sleep schedule got fucked from last night. So that's more than enough time for me to have done a lot of things today. I just didn't. But I guess out of the 6 days that I've had this week so far, I'd say 3 or 4 of them were pretty successful and productive, and then at least two or three was just, I could have done so much better. and I'm really trying to focus on, you know, working harder and putting in more effort. I don't know if it's more effort or if it's just putting in more hours. And I don't even think it's like, it's not that I'm not trying. Definitely not. It's just, I just feel like if there's 16 hours a day, take away 2 for like exercise and take another 1 for like, I guess, just other things that happen throughout the day. So it's 13 hours, 12 maybe, if we're gonna be a bit more conservative. 12 hours a day that I can really maximize, and I'm only putting up like 10, sometimes 9. Nah, not 9, but today was like 6. So 10, sometimes 12, 11, whatever. But you get what I mean. There's all this time that I have. Why am I not using all of it? And I do know the culprit lately has been Instagram. I've been doom scrolling on my computer. I feel like that's unheard of, but I've had to block it on my computer now. So it means I pretty much cannot access Instagram whatsoever. And YouTube doesn't really distract me because long form content, my brain's cooked. I can't watch long form content anymore, really. So we're on the right path. It should hopefully help us, at least short term. It's a short term solution. Get back on the right track and lock in a lot longer. Next week, it's gonna be a lot of things I want to get done next week. We're getting so much closer. The main unlocks that we have that I'm focused on, obviously, is the lead system, the lead supply system, and the outbound. Sorry, not the outbound. It's the automated outbound. Sort of. It's there. It's debugged. It's working. I don't think it's. We're still waiting on the lead supply. I just think we're not scraping the right leads. I might be wrong. And then once that's done, then I'll just run some final end-to-end testing just to see if the output is good, because it's working. It is working now, the system. It's just I haven't really, like I said, I've had all the time today to do this, but I didn't. But I need to check if the output is good. If it's good, then I can start using it, and that would legit free up, I think, about an hour of my day usually, and I can spend 10-20 minutes a day just doing the manual inbox warming, because I'm not gonna buy instantly just yet. I'm still waiting until we actually close, get a project, and once we get work, get a project that funds, an instantly subscription, takes out a lot of time, frees up a lot of time out of my day having to do any manual inbox warming. It then also means that I can scale my inboxes. I think I'm also able to warm up inboxes automatically, so I can get new inboxes too. So just from one thing allows me to scale so much. In terms of outbound, like monthly email volume goal, I can't really hit that just because it's still warming up. I haven't gotten to 40 a day. I'm at like 12. No, I'm just hitting about like 10 a day per inbox of outbound, like cold messages. But obviously it's a slow process. I can't just hit it up, instantly start sending hello, because then I'm gonna get marked for spam. But yeah, and also I've been considering, alright, sorry, I'll get to this later. But my middle funnel asset, the report diagnostic, the wireframe, I've gone through a lot of fucking QA on the wireframe and the question flow I'm gonna use for it, so that when I actually put it into production, it's actually high quality. The whole idea of this asset is people use it, and I've specifically tried to design it in a way that it's really low friction when you initially start using it. So it's pretty much like, I guess, a survey, but it it's not like a Google form. It's actually got more logic to it. So there are some questions that might get skipped depending on how you answer, and then obviously your answers get logged, and then a report comes out at the end of it. This report is for you and for me, because then I use this report so that if a lead moves into the next stage of the funnel, obviously I get that report as information that I use in the next stage of the funnel, and it's really helpful. So it's a two-way street, which is the best part, and it's super scalable because it's a one-time build. I don't have to do anything else to it, and so I legit can just deliver it as much as possible. There's no real bottleneck. So I've been developing the wireframe for that, and I've run a lot of QA to make sure there's no gaps. Initially, the tool, I don't know why, but it assumed that there was going to be some AI making some decisions. Fuck no, it's going to be on my website, and I need it to be deterministic logic. So it's had a lot of like lookup tables, a lot of rubrics to just refer to, like, if this happens, then this happens. A lot of rules. And I've been using ChatGPT to generate it. Claude performs QA, sends back a report on what's missing or what's wrong, and then I send that report to ChatGPT. It updates it, and so that's in the whole cycle. It takes a long time, just because ChatGPT is very slow, but also because I have not been locked in. Like I said, if I was focused and locked in, this would have all been done, and I would have actually started the initial build of this tool. But in terms of the tool, I just need to, there's a few steps I have to do before I can actually send a prompt, or not send a prompt, but get Claude Code to actually build the tool and put it on my website. Just a few more steps, but the QA is pretty much done. I'm happy with what it's looking like, but the first step I'm going to do when I start the build is run some sims. So I'm just going to take the logic and the whole thing, the whole asset is, and it's just wireframe, because right now it's just a document that maps out the whole thing. And I'm just going to get, probably Claude is the best, and I'm going to get Claude to just run through the whole document and just run simulations for every single scenario, give me some results, and then I'll see, okay, anything shit, does it look exactly how I want it to look, and is there anything missing? Obviously it's going to be able to point out the obvious shit, like, okay, this was missing, this is very incohesive, blah blah blah, and whatnot. And that should be done in a few days, probably Monday. The whole version 1 build is out, and I could probably just settle for version 1, and once that's done, I can legit deliver the whole funnel. But obviously there's a couple more workflows, maybe 2 or 3 more workflows I'm gonna build around this asset. Obviously the obvious one, the most critical one, is when they submit, when they use the tool, they have to submit their email and name and whatnot, and I need that information when they get submitted. I need that information pushed into my database. That's the most obvious one. That's 100% must have. Another one is the just email follow-up. So if they don't, so it'll send them the asset, the report when they generate it and submit. Then the next one is if they, obviously that if it sees, it'll be like a polling trigger, like, okay, these people who have reached the status of having submitted a report or generated a report, but they haven't applied for the next stage of the funnel, which is the strategy session, then it's gonna run a trigger and then send a follow-up email, be like, yo, what's up? I signed for the strategy session, motherfucker. And there's another one that I forgot. It's in the back of my mind. Yeah. But the most important one obviously is lead capturing the information. Once that's done, the whole funnel is ready to be delivered, and so I can change my cold outreach messages to a different iteration and instead send messages for getting them into the current funnel structure. But right now I'm doing direct pitches, and the reply rate's okay. I haven't got enough volume to really have a confident reply rate to say, but it's been okay. Yeah, and then another thing. So, like I said, the main goal is to get to the point where my inboxes are fully warm. So by somewhere June, like 24th June or something, I guess it was that day when I started this goal. Yeah, the 30 days thing. Inboxes are fully warmed by then, definitely. My current 3 inboxes is what I mean. The whole outbound system that we're running is live and in production. That'll happen soon, and our entire funnel is delivered. I can deliver the entire funnel, and so once those 3 things are done, I can then focus on scaling. So obviously there's other things I have to build on the side. They're not the most critical things, they're not the most important things, but I still will build them. And they're the lowest priority. But the main priority after achieving all this is presumably by the time I've achieved my target, I've got the outbound system running, inbox is fully warm, then I can start targeting metrics. So by then, I should be, my inboxes should be sending 40 emails a day, 6 days a week. So that's 5 days a week. We're not gonna do Saturdays, but 5 days a week, 40 emails a day. 30 of them will be cold outbound, 10 of them will be delegated for warm up. By then, I should have had some revenue come through that will allow me to buy more inboxes, scale from 3 to 6. Under the 2 domains I have, I'll do 50-50 split on the 2 domains, 4 of them, and then obviously I'll warm those inboxes up across the next, from when I buy them, and then I'll warm them up for the next, 30 days, get them warm, and then I should be hitting my target of 2,700 outbound messages a month, excluding the 3 new inboxes. So with the 3 new inboxes, we should be scaling to more than 3,500 in a month, which is great. Gives a lot more volume, a lot more data, and then I'll split the inboxes and across the domains, whatnot, in a way where I can do A/B testing. I might use 1 or 2 of them for offer testing or going for different ICPs. The approach might be just sending, finding an ICP and then just sending a different offer, like testing my offers and just making up shit, just testing the offer. Will they buy it at this price? Well, it might be something different to what I do. And then you'll be like, okay, will people buy it when I give them this price, or when I give them this price, or when I give this promise, or when I give this promise, and whatnot, right? Iterate that, blah, blah, blah. But anyway, the main goal, the main strategy right now is just volume. If my volume is high, I get a lot of data, and it's automated, so I can run at high volume. I'm gonna go back on what I just said earlier, maybe like 12 minutes ago, about this second approach that I was considering, because I do want to try my hand big fish, sort of enterprise, or maybe at least, or similarly, smaller TAMs, just because they works. There's some similarities with niches that are smaller, like photographers or whatnot. There's a smaller TAM, total addressable market. That does mean you are not gonna want to just run the whole lead list, because you might just run through everyone in that whole niche really quickly if there's only maybe 200, maybe 300 people in that niche within a geographical area, let's say, and I'm staying within Australia. So imagine I run through all 300 people within a specific niche in Australia. Done. I run through the market. I have no way to get back in, so that's a waste, right? So the other approach that is a low volume approach but a higher conversion approach, and this is something I've seen, and that's why I think I'm not gonna steal it and just replace what I do, but I have to do it like it has to be supplementary, because it has a different approach that covers a sort of area that I can't cover with my current approach with the volume game. This is not a volume game. It's a system where it will only trigger sort of lead sourcing off of pain point triggers or signals. So I'm not fully sure on how it's going to trigger per se, because I think it's not triggered off of a lead list. I think it doesn't have a lead list initially, but it will hold in the back of the mind the ICP that you've set in, and then with the ICP it'll do like regular triggers, cron triggers, and look for signals. Say they post on LinkedIn or on a job website, we're looking for someone. Okay, they're looking for a role. Now what is that role? Is that role relevant to our offer and to our ICP? If yes, good. That's one signal. Well, that's a major signal in this case. It's a major signal, and so then if that's a major signal, it's gonna then take the company name, run it through lead scraping tools. I've got Apollo. Use the company name, run it through Apollo, run it through Google search, find the decision maker that I need to contact, the sort of their name, whatever, and then see if it can find any further context, and then it'll write the cold outreach message. And I don't have to do this whole, I know they're qualified, not only that, but I know that there's a pain point, like a valid pain point, because it got triggered off of a pain point signal, it's not just like random. Like when I run through these big lead lists in the volume approach, I'm running through people who do not need what I offer. But when I run through people with this approach, I'm running with people that do need something, and I might just have that something, obviously, and so they're more likely to respond, to convert and actually close the deal with. And so yes, it's a lower volume approach. I'm looking at like max maybe 1 to 5 cold outreach emails a day with this secondary system. But like I said, with enterprise, because there's a lot less enterprise and like bigger companies to work with, because obviously there's a lot of smaller companies in the middle, and then the bigger companies here. There's a lower number, and also it's just a bigger fish, right? So you don't want to just like send a shitty email and just hope for the best. But if you send an email at the right time, with the right context, with all that stuff, you have a better shot of securing a big fish with this method. So that's why I would rather use this approach, this secondary system, for enterprise, bigger enterprise. I'm talking 50 plus employees, and also for really niche markets with it's not about the team size, but it's more about the just how many people are in that market, you know. So that's pretty much my thoughts lately. My videos have been super long. I'm just spewing out every single thing I'm thinking about right now. Yeah. I saw Nathan's video. Crazy. I wish him all the best. And whatever it is in life that he wants to pursue or prioritize, you know, I just hope that he prioritizes it fully. That's just my motto in life, that whatever it is you choose, it does not matter what it is, but whatever it is, you just give it your all. Yeah. So what he's chosen to do, maybe he'll find that it's what he actually really wants in life, and what he really wants to maintain, pursue, and prioritize. And if that's the case, then I hope he just gives it his all. You know, I mean, there's no telling if he'll come back and absolutely kill it and give it his all, or if he will go all in on what he's already going for. But whatever it is, it's his decision, and I support it, and I wish him all the best. You know, so long as he's happy, that's all that matters. I'm happy with what I'm doing. I'm sure Jason's happy with what he's doing. And if Nathan's happy with what he's doing, that's all that matters. At the end of the day, you know, what I'm doing, I genuinely enjoy. No, I'm not even doing it for the money. Like, obviously, yeah, the money's good. And yeah, the money is a metric of success. So if I'm succeeding a lot in what I do, I will inherently make money, like a lot of money. But I'm not doing it for the money. I'm doing it because I'm in it for the love of the game. I love, you know, building something from the ground up. I love giving something my all, and, you know, being fully absorbed into this project. So, you know, I love the pure challenge that comes with this. I love the challenge. I've never liked shit that came easy. Never liked it when I got things handed to me. So something like this, where I really have to give it my all to see any sort of success, to get to where I want to go, the goals, even that goal of getting that volume, like I said earlier in this video, of the goals I have with the volume that I need to reach, the things I need to build. Getting to those goals takes fucking work, and I love it, and I'm happy right now. Even though I have not made any money, I'm happy right now, and I'm sure I'll be happy in the future. But yeah, 30-minute video. Just had a lot of things to talk about. Yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna go to bed. Good night.